Hi, I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week, we have a patch coming with this upcoming reset. Patch 10.0.5 drops this upcoming reset days, so Tuesday for North America and then Wednesday for EU. And with that on the horizon, I wanted to round up and recap 5 of the coolest things that are coming in patch 10.0.5. I will link the full content update notes in the description if you want to take a read through the full patch notes, but these are my 5 most anticipated items. First of all, white and gray transmog. It was promised, and then it was kind of forgotten, and then it was pushed back, and now it's finally coming to the game. You will be able to collect and transmog all of the scuffed gear that you want. White and gray quality gear items will become BOE, and then equipping them will add them to your appearance collection. So you're not going to automatically know a ton of stuff, but if you've held on to anything, you can go ahead and equip it once this patch drops. It'll be added to your collection, and then you can transmog it to your heart's content. I elected to hang on to basically nothing in anticipation of this change because they burned me once already, and I don't want to keep stuff in my bank, so I figure I'm just going to collect things as they cross my path and try not to look at my newly less impressive all the things collection score. It might be kind of fun just to level new characters through old zones and just kill a bunch of mobs to get all that random gray gear that can drop off of everything. So many new collections. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. Here's the angle. We could just do it like this. The second thing coming in 10.05 that I'm excited about is the trading post. This is actually technically, while it is part of the patch, it is not coming on patch day. You should be mindful of that. If you get really excited, you're going to have a disappointing patch day, because the trading post doesn't actually come around until the 1st of the month. So February 1st is when we're going to be able to shop for the first time, but it is technically part of the new patch. When it finally does come to town, you'll be able to stop by the trading post in Stormwind or Orgrimmar and pick up some Trader's Tender and see what cosmetics they have for sale. It's been called a Battle Pass style system to reward players for continuing to play the game that they're already playing. If you're not playing WoW, this probably won't change your mind. It's just a way to give you more WoW shinies for playing WoW, but if you already play WoW and you like shinies, then it's a good day. The third thing in patch 10.05 is the Storm's Fury event. This is new outdoor content that's going to offer item level 385 outdoor gear, a new pet and a mount to collect, as well as extra storm sigils if, like me, you were procrastinating. If you unplug that, I don't think you can. Hi. The extra storm sigil currency should help you get the existing Primal Storms collectibles if you were still working on those, or if you're like me and you just haven't decided to start on them yet. There is going to be new content that you can do that gives you even more of them in 10.05. Number 4 on the list is the Revival Catalyst. Speaking of storm gear, this is going to let you turn extra gear from your Vault, Mythic Plus, Raid, PvP, Epic Storm Gear, Tier 2 War Mode gear, and World Boss drops into tier gear for set bonuses from eligible slots, so gloves, pants, chest, shoulders, and helmet. Those items will give you 2 and then 4 set bonuses for equipping 2 and then 4 of those pieces. The rest of your gear, you can use Catalyst to convert a non-set slot gear into tier, but it's just for the appearance, if I said those words in the right order. You can get the full cosmetic appearance set of your tier by plugging different pieces from Vault, Mythic Plus, Raid, PvP, Epic Storm Gear, Tier 2 War Mode gear, and World Boss drops into the creation catalyst, into the Revival Catalyst. The gear converter thingy doodle. It's just not going to give you a set bonus. If you are after your tier set bonuses, make sure that you are catalyzing items that are shoulders, chest, helmet, legs, or gloves, and not something that you already have a set piece in. It is a charge-based system just like last time, and there will be weekly charges that you can earn that get stocked in the Catalyst for all of your alts for all time. So you're going to do some stuff to get a charge, and then you can use that charge to catalyze a piece of gear on your main and your alt and your third alt and your 17th alt that you haven't even created yet, but you're going to make it in like 2.5 months because you'll, watch a stream by some player that's like really good at that class, and you're like, I can do it. Revival Catalyst charges come from filling a progress bar that you can work on by doing various endgame activities in Dragonflight. Primal Invasion rare mobs give credit, the Siege, the Hunts give credit, Dragon Isles Dungeons and Mythic Plus give credit, killing raid bosses gives credit, pardon me, winning Battleground Solo Shuffle arena matches gives credit, and it does have account-wide progression, so you can mix and match which of your characters that you use in order to earn the charge, and like I said, you can use that charge on all of them, and all future characters that you may create in perpetuity. Is that a real word? It's late. It's like 12:04 a.m. right now. I did not start recording this very early. I was looking at a bunch of photos of people shaving their heads because, well, I guess I kind of want to shave my head. Anyways, the fifth item that I'm excited about in patch 10.0.5 is class changes. There's a whole list of them. I won't go through everything. Druids have all kinds of stuff. They're kind of getting that rework that they wanted in beta that they never got around to. Druids are varying levels of excited about this depending on how they feel about these changes. Preservation Evoker's got a couple of changes, some reconfiguring to Temporal Anomaly to kind of change its role in your toolkit, as well as a change that should make Echo stop vanishing to like a Living Flame or Spirit Bloom cast that you already have in the air. All kinds of stuff. You can read the full patch notes linked in the description, or you can just like wait and see what happens. If you want, that's fine too. So that's 5 things, but there's a whole lot more coming in 10.05 too. Lots of little items, stuff like the Mage Tower is coming back. You can continue your work on the Soaring Spelltome Mount or start your journey if you haven't begun it yet with new Dragonflight talents in some challenging single-player content. Other things, you'll be able to toggle War Mode on in Veldraken. It's a fun fact, if you misspell War Mode in your notes, it'll say Warm Mode. And that's something that I would like for my office during raid nights. I start out just fine. I'll have a nice hot pot of tea, but then like by the time we're on like the 5th or the 6th boss, I can't feel my fingies. Other tidbits from the patch notes, there will be a new Mog to collect from Trial of Style, and it will be easier to unlock spec trees for professions. Dragonflight professions will now have the spec tree unlocks earlier in skill points. So if you have been, hard stuck trying to skill up your profession and you can't get into another tree to, spend the knowledge points that you need to get more recipes to skill up your profession, it should be less like that in 10.05. And then in my life this week, I have been setting up my Holy Priest alt a little bit. It's Inksy. I renamed my old gnome priest main, and I've been playing with her. I healed a normal alt raid and a couple of keys, and that has been really fun. I really like the new Holy Priest kit. I hadn't played since Shadowlands when it was very much a flash concentration deal, and this is a lot more fun and has more buttons to press. Possibly too many buttons, depending on how you feel, but I've got a couple of modifiers and a bunch of buttons on my mouse, so I'm good. I am definitely still maining Evoker. I still really love Preservation Evoker, but I am starting to see the appeal of taking more and more classes into Mythic Plus and just kind of like fun run alt raids, especially after you've already achieved your goals on your main for a season. It's fun doing all this content over again with a different toolkit and seeing what other classes do and how they approach the different challenges. I'd never really taken characters very far in keys at endgame before that weren't my main, so this is really new for me and I'm enjoying it. Also, I hemmed my curtains. I know you've just been dying to know. I didn't do the best job of it. It definitely looks like I did it myself and that it's not, the factory edge, but it looks a heck of a lot better than it did when it was the raw edge from the kitchen scissors that had been on those curtains since I hung them about a year ago. So, And questions for this week, Tiriana asks, if you could design the gnome druid class, what would our various forms look like? Anything goes. So I instantly knew that travel form is definitely a rabbit. We got that down. And then my next thought went to kind of baby animals for the combat forms. There's a really cute bear cub model you could use for bear form. There's like the saber cub models you could use for feral. However, it occurred to me that gnomes are not babies, they're just small and incidentally kind of cute. So maybe like snowy animals from Dunmoreau, like the polar bears could be a cute bear tank, and then you could have like snow leopards for feral. And how funny would it be if their moonkin form was like a cave yeti? Maybe just funny for me, but funny for me. I also thought of mecha animal forms. I've talked about that for a long time as being like a druid form option for like goblin and gnome druids, hopping into like a mecha bunny for travel and like a mecha bear for bear form. And I would still want that for goblins, and then like mecha gnomes. Yeah, that's the mecha gnome bear form would be like a mecha bear. Not even a baby mecha bear, like a big mecha bear. Why do they forms have to be small? They don't have to be small. And then Carl asks, I'm now on the hunt for the most interesting looking / unique hunter pets that I can tame. What are some of your favorites? So I would point you towards a fan site called wow-petopia. I will link that in the description too. And that is your go-to site to browse hunter pet appearances. They have them broken down by family. They have images of all the different colors. They'll tell you exactly where to get them. There's a bajillion of them. They have goats and unicorns and dinosaurs and ducks and like kelp dogs. I like the more normal looking hunter pets. I like the gazelles from the Barrens, and then my favorite unusual-ish looking one that's kind of subtle but still pretty cool that I had way back in the day, and still every now and then we'll go back and get in a new hunter alt, is the ghost saber from clicking on the little cat dolls in northern Darkshore. I hope those are still there. I haven't been there since the Warfront, but yeah, I remember back in like Wrath, I used to get whispered in Wrath Dalaran being like, where'd you get that cat? Because it's, you know, it's like a spotted white saber cat, but you can see through it a little bit, and that's cool. And that has been the week. Thank you very much for watching. Next time you see me, we will be post patch 10.05. If you have a question for the news video, please leave it in the comments and include the word question to help me find it. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.